Hey guys, welcome back to Jay's Fitness. I'm Jeremiah from Malaysia. Today I'll be sharing 3 tips or 3 ways that you can maximize weight loss without losing too much muscles. So how to preserve, how to maintain your muscle mass during a cut. So when you're cutting, you're in a calorie deficit. The main thing we want to do, when we lose weight, is to lose fats and not, the hardened muscles. So today we're sharing some ways you can prevent muscle loss and to maximize fat loss. Alright, the first thing is to make sure you get enough protein. So just because you're cutting doesn't mean you want to cut off protein. You want to keep protein high. Even not just when you're building muscle, but also when you're cutting down and trying to maintain that muscle. A lot of research and studies shows that protein helps to maintain muscle mass. So just because you're in a cut, make sure you don't cut too much food. Make sure you get in enough protein, sufficient good quality protein to maintain your muscle mass. Alright, the second thing you want to do is to make sure you continue to lift and train the same way that you've been training for your bulking or your muscle gain, hypertrophy training style. So basically you want to lift still heavy weights around the range. I would recommend around the range of 6 to 12 reps. You don't want to change your training style. So basically a lot of people make the mistake of I'm cutting, they want to do higher reps, tone their muscles, 12, 15 reps, and that's a myth. Just because you're lifting doing a cut doesn't mean higher reps, doesn't mean you tone your muscles or anything like that. You want to lift heavy, keep the same intensity. Maybe you can cut a bit of volume, so you maybe don't train as much because you're in a calorie deficit, you're taking less food as usual, but you want to keep the same intensity, the same same weight basically. So I would recommend keeping around the 6 to 12 reps, the hypertrophy range for building muscle. And that way will be the most efficient way, the best way you can maintain your muscle mass. Alright, the final thing you want to do is make sure that you're not in too huge of a calorie deficit. So basically, when you're trying to lose weight, you have to be in a calorie deficit. Basically, for those who are new, you have to eat less calories than your body needs, below your maintenance level to burn fat. That's why your body your body stores your body fat to burn off as energy. So when you're in the calorie deficit, eating less calories, you don't want to be too huge in the deficit. So many people say if you put yourself in a calorie deficit, you can lose weight. Why not I just eat very, very little and I will burn fat very quickly? Yes, you will lose weight a lot quicker, but you will lose a lot of hardened muscle mass. So you won't look as good, you won't feel as good, you won't be as healthy, not having a good amount of muscle mass after a cut. So when you're cutting, make sure, yes, you have to put yourself in deficit, but make sure you're not in a too large deficit. I wouldn't recommend passing around 500 calories. So basically, if you need around, let's say your maintenance level is 2,500 calories to maintain your weight, I wouldn't recommend going lower than 2,000 calories. And obviously, the more you lose weight, your amount of calorie you need to maintain that weight is going to be drop, and that's when you start adjusting, going lower. So I would recommend a range around 300 to 500 calorie deficit is the best, I think. And also research and studies shows that around that level it's recommended to lose weight at a pretty good rate, healthy rate, and also maintain as much muscle as you can while doing your cut. Alright guys, so those are 3 ways to really preserve as much muscle mass as you can during a cut. Sometimes you're gonna lose a bit of muscle mass with your weight, fat loss. That's quite natural when you're in a deficit, but these 3 ways will ensure that you maintain as much muscle mass as possible. So remember to take in enough protein, train hard, and also make sure you're not in a too large calorie deficit. Alright, so I hope this helps. Very simple video to have very simple tips, but very effective, and I guarantee you that if you apply this during a cut, you maintain a lot of muscles than just doing a calorie deficit. Alright, hope this helps. Thank you so much for watching, and check out my other videos, and I'll see you guys in the next video.